Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, and we can see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I don't see Prof. Abaka on the meeting. Is he joining as well, or?
Yeah, I guess he'll join, but we have a guest, Isabella. Sile.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Bansi, please will you check for us? Thanks.
Okay, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, should I say. We're gonna start in a few minutes. We are checking where is our customer. So after we will be able to start. So the webinar should last maybe 45 minutes, no more. I think our customer has some issues to connect. Okay, we should start in a few minutes. Empo, do you want me to start to introduce, and when Prof. Abaka is here, he can present his part? What do you think? I'm just concerned about the timing. Maybe let's start like this, right? Senpo, can you confirm?
Yes, Emmanuel?
Do you want me to start and we wait, and when Prof. Abaka is here, he can do his part, or what do you want to do?
Yes, please, can we proceed?
Okay. Okay, let me share my desktop, and please confirm if you can see it. So we're gonna go through a presentation today. Up. Okay, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We have some few technical issues, but I guess this is gonna be solved in the next few minutes. We are waiting our customer in Kenya to log into our product, to the webinar. And Empo, please let me know when Prof. Obeka is there.
Yes, I will.
So my name is Emmanuel Clément. I'm the regional manager for CLAS for the Middle East and Africa. And today with OneConnect, we would like to introduce the next generation of virtual classroom called CLAS 2.0, right? So obviously at any time you use the chat features or the Q&A features if you have any questions. We are recording this webinar, so we're gonna share it afterwards. So if you want to look at it again, and we're gonna send it to the people that couldn't connect today. And at the end of the webinar, we'll be happy to book any meeting if you want to have any other information. So the webinar will last 40 minutes, more or less. The idea is to just give you a sneak preview of what CLAS can do, right? So with me, or in a minute, we should have Prof. Sylvains Abeka. And Prof. Sylvains Abeka is the director of Center for E-Learning at Jaramogi Oginga University of Science and Technology. He will come with his own experience on CLAS and explain how they develop online learning using the CLAS technologies, right? But first, I would like to start with some trends in digital learning that we see in Africa. So the digital landscape presents numerous opportunities for universities in Africa in the coming years, right? I think we are all agree with that. And here are some key areas where digital technology can create new possibilities for African higher education institutions. But I would like to highlight the first one, which is about expansion of online and blended learning. The shift towards digital learning has opened up opportunities for African universities to expand their reach and offer flexible, but as well a more accessible education to a larger number of students. So we believe today that universities, by investing in digital platform and tools, will be able to provide a quality online and blended learning experience to their students. So we went through different studies, right? And what we see during the pandemic is that the workplace and education have changed during the last few years, obviously. As we all know, remote work is going to persist and is going to be permanent going forward. So we need to adapt the way we're working today, but we need to adapt as well the way we are teaching. And online learning won't be anymore just asynchronous, meaning that dropping content on a website or LMS, but it will be as well synchronous. So the ability to use this kind of platform that we use today to be able to deliver online teaching. So this is the first case study that we run through. This comes from Educause in 2022. And they were comparing actually how the different modalities for teaching before the pandemic and after the pandemic, right? And what we see, which is very obvious, that the face-to-face has been reduced while the online learning has been increased, right? So there's definitely a shift after the pandemic for universities actually to teach more online or in hybrid way, while it was more face-to-face before the pandemic. That's something obvious. So what we did in the last few years is we did a survey to the students in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And we asked the students what are their ideal learning experience, right? And what we see there is 63% of the students that we surveyed think that the best way to learn today is to have a mix of in-person and online delivery. While only 30% of the students would like to have learning delivered only entirely in person, right? Only 30% of the students wants to go to the university face-to-face at 100% of the time, right? So there's definitely a trend of the students wanted to go hybrid. But we did the same with the teachers, right? And obviously the teacher, they have a lot of obstacles, and sometimes it's pretty hard for them to use technology to teach online. But still, when we ask the question, what is your ideal method of teaching? 63% of the teachers said that they would like a mix of in-person and online delivery, right? So definitely it's key as well for the teacher to be able actually to use those technology to be able to deliver online teaching to their students. We ask as well to the student that how they're going to choose their university. And 61% of the students will choose their university if the university offers some online delivery, right? So this is incredible. So this means that university today needs to provide more online delivery to their students if they want to attract the students to their university. But if we look at into details as well, 76% of the students expect the future work experience to be hybrid. Okay, so they are preparing themselves to go to the workplace and to be able to either to go to the office or to work from home, right? So what we see there is we believe that universities needs to start doing the same for with the student to be able to prepare them for the workplace. So if we summarize all the different studies, and obviously we have different like report that we can send you after the webinar if you want to, don't hesitate to come back to us. But those reports really shows three things, right? Education has to be flexible, so we need to give the option to the faculties and to the learners to teach online or to teach face-to-face. It needs to be accessible, so we need to provide a quality of education, and it needs to be done anywhere. So this is where we're going to be able to reach the students where today universities cannot reach them. And it needs to be innovative because we need to prepare the student for the workplace, right? So we need to provide some innovative way to teach and learning for the students. And this is where CLAS come in, right? CLAS was created during the COVID, during the pandemic, 3 years ago by Michael Chazen, and Michael Chazen is a former CEO of Blackboard, a very well-known LMS. We have more than 1,500 customers all over the world, and we are present in 75 countries. In Africa, we have more than 50 customers, and we are present in more than 7 countries. So the idea of CLAS was not to build a new virtual classroom, but was to use existing classroom like Zoom or Teams or Microsoft Teams, and to build a layer on the top of it to make sure that we can use those platforms to deliver an efficient teaching and learning session, okay? So we know those platforms has been created for meetings, but not for teaching and learning. So this is where CLAS add the value. So if we want to just summarize the value proposition of CLAS, it will be in 4 pillars, right? The first one will be about improving learner engagement. With CLAS, a teacher is able to understand the level of engagement of their students and is able actually to interact better with them. CLAS is about collaboration. So we provide all the tools to the teacher to be able to collaborate inside the classroom without leaving actually the virtual classroom, right? Today is pretty tough when you're on Teams or Zoom, you need to share your desktop, use other tools. With CLAS, everything will be within the classroom. With class, you will be able to have a better course delivery, meaning that we are fully integrated to your LMS. If you use like Moodle, Blackboard, Canvas, D2L, any LMS on the market, we are fully integrated to the LMS. And I will show you actually different way that we work with the LMS, but basically from your LMS, you can open class, and in class, you are able to see the LMS content. And obviously, the last pillar is the analytics, the ability actually to use analytics to understand the level of engagement of your students and to be able to react as soon as possible before the student drop the course. So class was built on Zoom 3 years ago, but now is available as well with Microsoft Teams. So if you have a Teams user, you can purchase class and it will add all these functionalities on the top of it, and I will do a demo to you directly there. So maybe the next step now is to show you the product. I'm not sure if Prof. Abeka is available now. If not, let me, maybe Empo, you can let me know. If not, let me share my desktop and start a demonstration of the product.
Please go ahead with the demonstration.
Yeah, thank you, Empo. Okay, let me show you class directly as a sneak preview, right? So this is the class application. As I said before, class runs on Teams, Microsoft Teams, or on Zoom. So you need to have one of the two platforms to be able to run class, okay? So obviously I won't do like a full presentation, but I will try to show you the key different features based on different pillars I was explaining before. So what we explained before is that class is allow you to better engage with your students, okay? So this is what we can do now. This is class. So the first thing that we did is we changed the user interface. So you can see there's the podium for the instructor on the top. So at any time I am visible for all the students. Obviously, if I need to move someone to the podium, I will be able to move this person directly to the podium. Or if I need to move an assistant to the podium, I will be able to move the assistant to the podium as well directly. With class, you can do hybrid and online learning. So you have the ability as well to film directly the student inside the classroom and to position the video directly under the podium if you want to, right? So if I'm an online student, I can see the teacher all the time on the podium and I can see my colleagues directly under the podium. So I feel to be part of the class. So I feel more engaged already. Other way to engage the student will be with the front of the room. So we replicated exactly what you can do in the classroom and you can do it online. So directly from there, I can choose who I want to put in the front of the room. It could be the assistant, it could be the presenters, it could be speakers. So every time someone speaks, it will be in front of the room, or it could be one of the camera, right? Let's put the presenter. And let's say that at some point, I want Mary to present something to the group. I will promote Mary as a presenter, and she will be automatically in front of the others, right? It's a way to engage people and to make them more visible, exactly the same way you will do in the classroom when you bring someone in front of the classroom. Let me remove this under the podium. So really, class was designed to assess the level of engagement of the students. So for instance, directly from there, I have the ability to see my students based on their participation, right? So directly from there, if I do that, what I see there is I see the video of my students with a gauge on the side. And this is only available to the teacher. So as a teacher, at some points, if I stop my course, what I can see if a student was engaged or not engaged, right? So there I can see a red gauge, a yellow gauge, and a green gauge. If it is green, this means the students are very engaged in the course. If it is yellow, this means they are engaged at average level. If it is red, this means that the students are not very engaged, right? So maybe at some point during my course, I will stop my course and I will focus on those students with the red gauge, right? Let's say that Jordan, I see she's not very engaged. Maybe I will promote her as a presenter. and she will be in front of the room. And now I will ask her to present something directly to the course. So this gives me indicators directly to the students that if they are engaged or not engaged, and try to re-engage them during the course. Other tool that we provide directly in class is those tools regarding reactions. So at any time, a student can give their reaction to the course. And for instance, as a teacher, I can ask them the question, and directly the student with the reaction, they will be able to answer per yes and per no, right? They can share the reaction with everyone, or only with the teacher if they are a little bit shy and they don't want to, they don't want the other students to see their reaction. But this will be like definitely like something I can ask, okay, guys, do you have any question? Can you answer per yes or no? And they will use that directly, and I will be able to see their reaction on the video. So directly from there, I can see if they're engaged or not directly, thanks to this particular functionality. Other way to see the level of engagement is the analytics, right? Or what I can do as well to engage my students, I can use those learning tools there, right? So I have the ability to create an assignment online, to create a quiz online. Let's say that I want to do a quiz or a survey, or I can do a poll as well. Let's say that I want to start a poll at any point. I will be able to launch the poll, and it will launch the poll, and I will see actually the answer directly from my students. Okay, if I undock the video there, you're gonna see that better. So directly from there, I will be able to see the different answers for my students, and I will be able to see who answer at which questions. So I'm interacting directly within class with my students to make sure actually they are still engaged in the course. So these are just few functionalities I wanted to share with you to show how we engage better with the students. Other key aspect of class is collaboration. So we created tools for the students, for the teachers to be able to collaborate with the students. So there we have a collaborate button. So directly from there, I will be able actually to collaborate directly with the student. I can share a Microsoft Office file. So if I have a file that I want to share with my student to create collaboration, I can do it. If I need to upload a file in class, I can do it before the session as well, or I can do it now. Let's say that I have a session, I have an exercise that I want to share with my students. Here we go. This exercise, I will upload the file to class. I can do it before the session if I want to, and I will share that with the students. So what's happening now is creating a tab in class. So I'm staying in class, but I have several activities open, and it will open a file for the students. And the students in their class application will be able to see the class and will be able to read through the class at their own pace, right? It's not as if I was sharing my desktop and sharing a file. In that case, I just open the file directly in their class application. I can do the same for a video. If I have video I want to share with my students, I just select the video. I prepare some video before, so it could be a YouTube or Vimeo video, and I can share this video. I can specify if I control myself the video or if the student will control the video on their own class application. And there, every time it will open once again the tab for the students in the class application, and I will be able to open the video, to move forward the video, or to pause the video, and maybe I will make some comments, and after I will resume the video, okay? So you can create collaboration through these different tools, obviously, at any time. Every time I create a new activity, it'll open a tab on the top. I can close the tab if I want to, and the tab will close as well automatically for the student. Two more things for collaboration. It could be the whiteboard, right? We have a very powerful whiteboard there. And the whiteboard could be individual whiteboard, or it could be a group whiteboard. So, okay, I don't have any whiteboard. Let's create a group whiteboard, for instance. I create a group whiteboard. I save the whiteboard on Lutsheet. Once again, I have a new tab. If I want to have more space there, I can just click there, or I can undock my videos. If I have two screens, I can put my video on another screen. So I've got more space directly from there. And directly from there, I will be able actually to draw on my whiteboard as I want. Up. I will be able to add some text, for instance, or I will be able as well to have some math symbol directly in my whiteboard. Very easy to do, right? And every time I add something, as you can see there, it will be tagged with the name of the person that add the content, right? Let's say I have like a screenshot I want to add to my whiteboard. Okay, I can do a drag and drop of the screenshot directly in my whiteboard. So very easy to use. I can do a presentation with my whiteboard, or I can allow the student to edit or not the whiteboard directly. And the good thing is I can add several pages if I want to. So if I want to have several pages in my whiteboard, I can do it, and I can create another page directly from there. Or if I want to import actually a PDF file as before, as I show you, I can do it directly in the whiteboard very easily. And what it will do, it will create one page per page in my whiteboard. And after, I will be able to make some annotation directly in those different pages like this, right? So very easy to do, very easy to use, very collaborative, and very good tool to create collaboration. And the last tool I wanted to show you around collaboration is about, and let me close those windows, groups work, right? So in class, you have the ability to work in groups. Let's say I've got 6 groups. I can assign automatically, manually, or the participant can choose. What does it do? We create a dashboard for the teacher, and directly the teacher will be able actually to see the activity in each individual groups, right? Even more than that, if you go in the chat, you can see the chat for the different rooms. So I don't need to go in a group to chat with the student. I can chat directly from there, right? Even more than that, if I want to share activity, let's say the whiteboard I created before, I want to share it with group 1 and group 2. When I launch it, I can select group 1 and group 2, so you share, it will open the activity in group 1 and group 2 directly if I want to, right? Obviously, at any time, if I want to join a whiteboard, I will be able to join the whiteboard. I want to join a group, I will be able to join the group, but I'm just a click away to understand the activity in the other group. So very easy to do, very powerful, and it allows actually the teacher to better manage the whiteboards. Now, if we are talking about managing using the data or controlling the students, few things that we have in class, right? Remember the 4 pillars. The first one was engagement, collaboration, and the last one was about data and control, right? The first thing that we have as well is we have a proctoring tool in class, meaning that if you are starting an online exam, I will be able to use the proctoring tool, and with the proctoring tool, I will be able to see the activity on the desktop of every individual student, right? So we can see that Kurt, we can see his video, and we see what he does in his desktop, and I can browse and can go and see other students. At some point, if I want to see better, I will click on this arrow and I will be able to see their desktop, and it's exactly as if they were sharing the desktop with me, right? It's a way either to control the students, or if you want to do an exercise to make sure to understand what they are doing and helping them during this particular exercise. So very useful actually to use this proctoring tool to help during exams or even during any exercise that you want to do with the students. And finally, what we have as well is we have some class management tool directly here. So directly from there, I can see the class participation. I can get access to attendance tracking. So which means I know which user, at what time they came in, at what time they came out. And as well, I have an access to a dashboard that gives me a 360 view of all the activities inside the class. So I know the time of the session, I know how long the instructor talks, how long the student talks, how many students were available during the session. And I can have a view per user. So for a particular user like Lindsay, I know she took for 3 minutes and she focused just 1 hour on 11 minutes in class, and she raised her hand 2 times and she never sent any feedback. So maybe I may have some issues with Lindsay because she's not very engaged in the course, and maybe I will try to reach out to Lindsay to help her during our online session. Okay, so really, this show you actually the different functionality that we have to better engage, better collaborate, and to have better understanding of the analytics during the session. Last thing I wanted to show you, and it will take just a few minutes, and after I can see that Prof is there. It's about integration, right? So I told you that one of the major asset of class is the integration directly with the LMS. So let's say I am in an LMS there, and my French courses there, I've got different kind of content, and what I will have is a link to class, okay, my online class sessions. So I can click on this link, and automatically what I will see is I will see my online session coming, and I will be able actually to join the session directly for my Moodle course. This means I don't need to authenticate to class. I will go through my Moodle course, and automatically by clicking on this link, it will open my session to class. Taking a few minutes. Okay, so there directly what I will see now is the session directly coming here. Okay, I can see the upcoming session. So I can see there's a live session now. I can see there's one on Thursday, another on Friday. I can see my previous session as well, but I can get access to the recording, right? And I can start the recording directly from here. So if I missed a session, I can go back here and I can start it. And as a teacher, I will be able to see the attendance tracking. So all the information that we track directly from class will go back to Moodle, and I will be able to see all this report directly from there. But let's see, I want to join the session. When I launch the session, it will launch automatically the session for me, and I will connect automatically to class, okay? So I don't need to log into anything else. It will log in me automatically to class. But what is very good as well is we went a step further in terms of integration, is now in the learning tools. If I go back there, oh, sorry. If I click on learning there, what I will see my content that I have in Moodle. You remember, if I go back to my Moodle course here, I click here, I've got 3 things. I've got general, first week, second week, third week, right? If I go back to class, I will see actually all this content available in Moodle directly in class, which means that directly from class, let's say that I have a content I want the student to read, I will be able to launch the content, and we launch the Moodle content, the content that is Moodle directly in the class environment. If I have a quiz as well, I can launch the quiz, and automatically it will open the quiz that I have in Moodle directly in class, and I will be able to take the quiz. Obviously, when I take the quiz, the grade will record automatically in Moodle. Okay, so just wanted to give you a sneak preview of class, and with the idea of talking about engagement, of collaboration, of integration with LMS, and as well about analytics. So thank you for that. So Prof. Abeka, I think you're there.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for giving me
Nice
the
speaking to you
opportunity
again.
also to share experience.
Yeah, so now because I was planning to maybe to show class at the end of the presentation after your feedback on your experience. But so I talk about a little bit of digital learning in Africa, and after I show class and how this can answer to the different challenges that we see. So now we would be very interested to understand actually why you chose class for your institution and what is your feedback on class as well.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. My name, as you've introduced, I'm Professor Sylvanus Abeka. I'm currently the Director, Center for E-Learning at our university, that is Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever we are. Our university is based in Kenya, and it was granted charter in 2013. And initially, it used to be Bondo University College before it was chartered. But now it's a fully fledged university, and it is chartered, and we have programs that are tailored towards providing students with relevant competencies, skills, knowledge, and integrated understanding on different fields. And as you're aware, during COVID, all the doors of institutions of higher learning were closed. And the only way we could access the quality services offered by universities was through the use of technologies. So as a university, we sat down, looked at various technologies that are there, and we decided that in order to fulfill our mission and vision as a university, and also the priority areas that we have as a university, then we have to adopt the class application. So we approached the class through the offices in Kenya, and I'm happy to report that indeed we managed to get into the class family. And since that, we've never regretted. Now, how our journey started, I want to inform you that there's this person called Bansi. She came to our university, she works with the One Connect. She came to our university, and I'm happy to report that she gave us a presentation of what class was. And during that time, we were at their need of having an application that could be used for teaching and learning. And indeed, we embraced and we started our negotiations. Thereafter, they invited me to a class open day, similar to what we are having today, though ours was physical. We had a physical presentation. They took us through what class application is. And indeed, we were convinced that class application would help us as a university to fulfill our mission and vision. Then later on, we again met in Dakar, Senegal, during the e-learning Africa conference in Dakar, Senegal. So we also had a presentation there, and indeed that really was the final decision for us now to adopt the class. Now we approached the university management, and indeed the university management was very supportive enough to ensure that as a university we could acquire the Zoom licenses together with the class. And of course, we acquired 20 Zoom licenses that could help us to implement the class application. Now, I want to take you through now our experience with the class and the reason as to why we chose class as a university to help us implement the quality teaching and learning within our university. By the way, I'm also happy to inform you that as a result of the adoption of class and other capacity building activity and strengthening our infrastructure, I'm happy to inform you that our university became the first public university in Kenya to be accredited to offer online and distance and online programs. So that was a great achievement, and part of what contributed to the accreditation of our university is through adoption of this class application, because that is something that was required. Now, our experience with other web conferencing applications, you know, when COVID came, most universities were just jumping into any other web conferencing facilities, especially the ones for meetings. You just jump into it without necessarily thinking of the students themselves, the quality that we are going to offer. Now, our instructors are using class to talk one-on-one with our students. It has also simplified attendance. And I'm happy that you've seen what Emmanuel has presented and you can justify what I'm presenting, you can relate what I'm presenting with what Emmanuel has just presented to you. In terms of grade assessment, that is something that is doing very well. And I'm also happy to inform you that in terms of engagement, this is an area that we were really suffering from. And I know most of you are also suffering wherever you're teaching the students. It is very difficult, especially when you're using some other web conferencing facilities like maybe Teams, Zoom, Big Blue Button. It is very difficult to track, one, the participation of our students, two, the level of engagement of our students. And you can see when you're using class, you can easily identify that one student is not engaged, and therefore you can bring him on the platform so that at the end of the day, he or she can present what he has, and that will now make her improve her engagement. It is also true that with the class, you can also view the students in order of their talk times. There are some students who do not talk. There are some students who are just there. So it is very easy to identify these particular students. So allow me now to take you through our teaching and learning experience. One, maintaining teacher and a presenter visibility on the screen. That is something that at the web conference facilities were lacking, but with the class, it has added that value, especially now that class is integrated with the Zoom. It has added that value to the extent that as the teacher is teaching and the presenter visibility, they can be brought on screen at the same time. Then, of course, one area which Emmanuel will also add, that class supports HyFlex learning. It is very important. And as you know that we are moving towards the digital era, especially for teaching and learning, HyFlex learning becomes a priority area as an innovative way of delivering quality teaching and learning within our various institutions. So our class supports that. Then delivering integrated and engaging digital content. I hope you've seen that practically, and that is something that can be delivered, especially when you're using the class application. Issues to do with the engagement analytics, synchronous engagement and analytics, it is very easy, and the class can easily produce those analytics. So synchronously, as you continue teaching, you can synchronously analyze and even get a report on the engagement analytics. Then facilitation group collaboration. This is a very important area, especially for quality teaching and learning. You remember we have very many, sometimes we manage a big class. In order to manage big class, we can now create different groups and breakout sessions and assign lecturers or to each and every group so that you can handle that particular aspect. Another aspect of collaboration which class plays a fantastic role is the research, especially when you are supervising or you're supervising your student, PhD students or postgraduate students, especially for their research. They can upload their materials within the class application, and you can collaborate. You can work on the same document, the two of you. As you correct the student can also participate in the same document. That is an area that we find class has a positive impact towards enhancing our research aspects within the university. So that is a very important aspect. Then, of course, and this can be done live. It is very important that as you teach for quality purposes, as you teach your students, it is important to monitor the progress, this live student progress. So that is an aspect that we were lacking with other applications, but currently with what we are currently having, the class, I'm telling you, this is something that we are now achieving. Next. So I want also to inform you that in terms of online examinations experience, this is one area that most universities are struggling with to unlock how tamper-proof examination process can be conducted online. But I want to inform you that with the adoption of CLAS, it is very important that you need to know that it offers an inbuilt proctoring application that uses artificial intelligence aspect, so that in any case there's any behavior and becoming behavior in an examination room, then automatically it will be flagged off using this CLAS application. So that is very important. In terms of ID verification, with the integration of artificial intelligence aspects within it, it is very important that it helps in identifying our students. Then, of course, I've talked about the AI-built application for proctoring. That is very important. Then attendance list. You can also auto-generate attendance list when your students are doing examination. That is very important. Then, of course, one area that, the last area, that research experience, that is an area that we find it very important, especially when we are doing the grant proposal writing as a team with different researchers. We sit down because of time aspects and distance aspects. We might not sit down in one particular room, but we can be sparsely be distributed with other partners in Europe, some other partners in Africa, different countries. The researchers, we sit down, we write a joint collaborative grant proposal writing. And I'm happy to report that as a result of this, our university has won some grants from the European Union and also from Belgium Development Corporation as a result of the collaborative aspects that we were using with this CLAS application. Then, of course, I've also talked about student-supervisor interaction. It is very important and it plays a very key role in that. So this is just an excerpt of a class, which I think Emmanuel has also shown you. Once you install it, and you can easily use it as a teacher, and you can see the students and the students can see you. You can promote them to give them different roles as you continue lecturing. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the family of CLAS. This is an application that you'll never regret if you use it. As a university, we've never regretted, and we hope even after the expiry of the first year subscription, the university is willing to renew as many years as possible to ensure that we derive quality service delivery through the application of CLAS in our university. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. And maybe if there are any questions that we can handle, that will be well and good. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. As always, it's very interesting to listen to you. And I think there are some questions. One of the questions is, what was the feedback from the teacher when you start using CLAS? Because we know that sometimes technology can scare teachers. So what was their feedback?
Yes, I'm happy to report to you that initially, when we were with the process of implementing CLAS, some teachers had negative attitudes. The reason being they thought that this application will render them redundant. We will record the classes and then use our records for facilitating other classes to come. But then with the champions that we had and different training sessions that we had with them, that negative attitude fizzled out. And currently, as I'm telling you, this is the only application that our lecturers, our teachers would really want to use all the times. So the Zoom licenses that are there are 20, but now we want to even increase more Zoom licenses so that we can incorporate as many lecturers as possible to use this application. Thank you.
Yeah, great things, right? But obviously, they like it because you made a lot of work to help them actually to adopt class as well. So this is where OneConnect is very important as well, because OneConnect is here in Kenya, but here in Africa in general, to help our customers to start using class. And they provide online training and make sure that they can understand the value of class, okay? We show you a lot of functionalities today, but remember, sometimes we start with just few functionalities. We can disable some functionalities, and the teacher will start with using maybe some share screen, some share documents. And after a month after, they can use the proctoring tool. A month after, they can use the group tool, and so on. So there's different way to approach depending on your institution as well. Okay, that's great. I think we have a few questions, but maybe we can answer by email by following this webinar, because we're just arriving at the end of the hour. I want to thank you, Prof, for everything that you are doing. It's really great to hear some feedback from you. It's always important for a company like CLAS to hear what the customer think about their products. And for the others, if you are more interested to learn more about CLAS, please feel free to reach out to us directly, and we will be more than happy to have a one-to-one discussion and to show you CLAS and maybe share more feedback from other customers as well. Prof, thank you for everything.
Thank you. Thank you
Have a
very
good day.
much.
Thank you for everyone for connecting to this webinar. And feel free to come back to us if you have any other questions. Have a good day, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.